No, sir. I was only helping.
What do you call it when kindness is rewarded with death? In Umueze village, they called it justice. 10-year-old Ikina had no mother, no father, only his dead parents' memory and a village that barely noticed he existed. He survived by doing small kindnesses, fetching water for the elderly, helping traders carry loads, sweeping compound paths for anyone who would give him scraps of food. That morning, he was walking to the stream when he heard the crash. An old man, Odum, known throughout Umueze for his cruelty and stinginess, had been carrying a heavy basket of yams. The basket slipped, tumbled, and yams rolled everywhere, several falling on the man, pinning him down. "Help! Someone help me!" Ikina didn't hesitate. He ran over and began pulling the heavy yams off the struggling man, lifting them one by one. Then Odum's eyes met his, and something dark passed through them. "Thief! Thief! This boy is stealing my yams!" Ikina froze,
No,
a
sir.
yam still in his hands. "No, sir, I was only helping." "Thief! Thief! He's stealing from me!" Before Ikina could explain, villagers came running. They saw the scene, yams scattered, the boy holding one, the man shouting. Odum clutched his bag dramatically. "I caught him, red-handed. He knocked me down and tried to steal my harvest." "That's not true. I was helping." Ikina's small voice was drowned by the crowd. "We saw you holding his yam. Orphan boy, probably been stealing for months. Take him to the Igwe." They dragged Ikina to the palace. The Igwe sat on his throne, surrounded by elders. "This boy was caught stealing yams," Odum declared, hand still on his back as if injured. "I demand justice." "I didn't steal. I was helping him. The yams fell on him." "Lies!" Odum spat. "Why would I need help from a nobody orphan?" The Igwe looked at Ikina, a small, thin boy with no family to speak for him. Then at Odum, a landowner, respected, with witnesses. "Where is Ezimuo?" one elder asked. "The high priest should be here for such judgment." "Ezimuo traveled to the neighboring village. He won't return until nightfall." The Igwe frowned. "The law is clear. Theft of harvest is punished by burial. The thief returns to the earth what he tried to steal." "But, Your Majesty, I didn't." "You were caught holding his yam. The evidence is clear. The sentence is decided." "No, please, I was only helping." But no one listened. No one spoke for him. An orphan's word against a landowner's accusation. They dragged him to the village square. Ikina screamed as they dug the pit. "Please, I'm innocent, please!" The villagers watched, some uncomfortable, most indifferent. Who was this boy anyway? No family, no importance, and the law was the law. They forced him into the pit, standing upright, earth up to his neck. "Please," his voice was barely a whisper now, "I was only trying to help." They covered his mouth with earth. His eyes stayed open, filled with tears and terror, until the dirt covered them too. 30 minutes later, Ezimuo burst into the Igwe's palace. The high priest's face was pale, his breathing labored from running. "Your Majesty, I had to return immediately. The gods woke me with a warning. The blood of an innocent is about to be spilled in this land." The Igwe's face went white. We just executed a thief, a boy caught stealing yams." "Show me." They rushed to the village square. Ezimuo saw the fresh mound of earth still settling. "Dig him out, now." "But Ezimuo, he was caught." "Dig him out." The priest's voice carried the authority of the gods. "If this boy dies innocent, His blood will be upon all of you, and your children, and your children's children. The gods do not forget innocent blood." Terror seized the crowd. They began digging frantically. When they pulled Akina out, his small body was limp, not breathing, lips blue, eyes closed. Azimuo knelt beside him, beginning the rites of revival, pressing his staff to his boy's head, calling on Amadioha and Ani, the earth goddess. "Breathe, child, breathe!" Nothing. The crowd held its breath. Then, a gasp, a cough, Akina's eyes fluttered open. Azimuo turned to Odum, his eyes blazing. "Speak the truth now, or the gods will extract it from your soul." Odum's face went gray. Everyone knew Azimuo could see lies like others saw daylight. Odum's voice cracked. "The yams fell on me. The boy helped me, but he's just an orphan. I thought I could get free labor from him as punishment. I didn't think they'd actually—" The crowd erupted in rage. "You almost murdered a child. For what? For yams?" The Igwe stood, trembling. "What have we done? We buried an innocent." Azimuo lifted the still weak Akina into his arms. "You buried him for helping. You rewarded kindness with death. And you wonder why goodness is dying in this land?" The Igwe banished Odum, but the damage was done. Akina survived, but something in his eyes had changed. The innocence was gone. The willingness to help buried with him in that pit. "Will you still help others, child?" Azimuo asked him days later. Akina was silent for a long time. Then, "I don't know, Father. I don't know." And the village learned the cruelest lesson. When you punish kindness, you kill it. Is it worth helping these days? You help someone, they accuse you. You show kindness, they exploit you. You extend your hand, they cut it off. Is it still worth it? Yes, because Akina's story isn't a warning to stop helping. It's a warning to be the kind of person who speaks for the helper. The real villains weren't just Odum. They were the silent crowd who watched an orphan be buried and said nothing. The world doesn't need fewer helpers. It needs more people who defend helpers when they're falsely accused.